In today's video, we're going to be talking about the starters from Pokemon's Legends ZA. Alright, so if you live under a rock and you haven't seen this news by now, we are going to be talking about the starting Pokemon from Pokemon's new game coming out later this year, Legends ZA. So as you can see, we have Chikorita, Tepig, and Totodile. This mix of Pokemon has a lot of people up in arms right now. Others love it. There's just lots of mixed opinions everywhere right now. And before we even get into anything, I'm just going to say first off that I love all of these Pokemon. I think Chikorita, Tepig, and Totodile are pretty cool. You know, obviously, I'd say that the fan favorite probably would be Totodile, at least for me, because you see a lot of people talking about Chikorita and Tepig getting a lot of hate. And then, of course, we're going to be talking about, you know, what generation these Mons are from. Why is there two Gen 2? People want to know. People want the answers. So, yeah, we're just going to be talking about this today and giving our opinion on it. I'm someone that has a pretty decent knowledge of the trading card game rather than the actual games themselves. I have played Soul Silver, Black and White 2. I played Sword and Shield, Scarlet Violet. I have the Shiny Charm on Scarlet and Violet. So I have a little bit of reputation, I guess, when it comes to the games. But you know, some of my takes might not be so crazy. You know, a lot of people might know more game stats than I do. My knowledge of, you know, weaknesses and that kind of thing, like stats on, you know, what, you know, you see those videos about people using like stalls and stuff. Like, I'm not that advanced. I don't have that kind of knowledge, but just going to be giving my take on the Pokemon. So let's get into it. All right, so you have your Mons here from every generation, right? You know, you've seen this picture everywhere. You've seen it on TikTok. I don't know. I just figured it'd be kind of cool to go down this, and I'll give you my picks. And some of them are gonna be, you're gonna be like, what? Like, why would you pick that? Well, just because that's what I picked when I was a kid. So Gen 1, if I had to pick a Gen 1 Mon, oh, people are gonna flame me for this one. I'm going Charmander. You give me the Charizard. Gen 2, you might say, oh, well, you said you like Totodile. Nah. Cyndaquil. When I was playing the game as a kid, I always picked Cyndaquil. So we're going to go with Cyndaquil. And so if you don't know what I'm talking about and you're new to this, as you can see, Gen 2 up there, you have Totodile and Chikorita. You can see are from Generation 2. And if you look down at Generation 5, you can see Tepig. So people are asking, you know, why is Pokemon going with 2 Gen 2 starters and 1 Gen 5? Me, personally, oh, I'm going to get canceled for this one. Take out Chikorita and throw Trico in there. Trico is such a cool Mon. Throw Trico in there, replace, you know, give us a Gen 2, 3, and a 5. Why not? Just, you know, you could say the same thing. Oh, well, maybe throw Gen 4 in there. And someone is going to leave a comment on this video and say, what are you talking about? That doesn't make sense because of this reason and this region, blah, blah, blah. I already know it's coming, but I don't know. Just kind of wanted to talk about this. I think this picture is pretty cool. So if I'm going with Gen 3, I'm either going with Mudkip or Trico, most likely Trico. Gen 4, you might say, oh, you know, Turtwig. Yep, Turtwig, I always pick Turtwig, going with Torterra. Gen 5, I always pick Snivy when I was playing Black and White. Gen 6 and Gen 7, I never played those eras, so I think Froakie's pretty cool. So, you know, Froakie, we'll go with Froakie. Let's mix it up down here. Let's go with Rowlet. Let's go with Rowlet Gen 7. Gen 8, I don't know. We can go Grookey. And then Gen 9, obviously I picked Fuecoco for when I was playing Scarlet and Violet. Give us that Skeledirge. Quaxly seems to get a lot of love too, but yeah, I don't know. So these were just my picks for the Mons. What do you guys think? How do you feel about the Gen 2, you know, Totodile and Chikorita, and then them just basically throwing Tepig in there from Gen 5. How do you feel about this? Do you think it's a solid lineup? When, you know, personally, when I first saw it, I'm like, oh, those are pretty cool, you know, like, and then I'm like, my OCD kicked in. I'm like, why did they pick 2 Gen 2s and 1 Gen 5? How did they come down to that decision? I'm sure someone will have the answer. Someone's going to tell me. I don't know. Not that I hate any of them. Like, don't get me wrong. You guys, oh, you want to replace Chikorita. No, like, Meganium is a super cool Pokemon. You know, Totodile, really cool. Tepig, you know, a lot of people don't like Tepig. There's a lot of Tepig hate, but I think Tepig is pretty solid. And if we go over here and read, you know, they basically cover a little bit in this article about how Chikorita is a grass type starter, one of the worst of the trio apparently. And then you can see the game actually, or the article breaks it down and talks about, due to shallow pool of moves, Final Form Meganium can learn in its mediocre stats. So like that's the stuff, you know, they break it down. They talk about some statistics down there. Tepig, obviously the fire starter, final evolution, Emboar, fire/fighting type. High offensive stats, both physical and special sides of the spectrum. So yeah, they basically give us a quick little rundown on Tepig, and then you can see there's a decent amount of information here about Totodile. Talks about how it's basically mostly based on offense, and then of course everyone loves Feraligatr, and then it basically says that similar to Emboar, it doesn't need a mass overhaul. Then I saw some articles today about, you know, the different types of like region appearances for these starters. So I don't know. Honestly though, Legends ZA as a whole, really excited for this game to come out. I'm going to be streaming it live. So, yeah, I think it'll be fun. The starters, I don't know. If I had to pick one, honestly, I'm probably going with Totodile. We'll see how many people actually pick Chikorita, considering it's supposed to be the worst mon. But I don't know. I think Tepig's cool, too. Maybe we'll let maybe in my video we'll let the chat to pick who we use for the entirety of the game. I don't know. But yeah, I'm just rambling on now. Let me know your thoughts about these starters. If you want to stay up to date on news like this and other videos, news, anything, all you got to do is drop down the description of the video, join our Discord. We talk about things like this in there pretty frequently. So yeah, just go ahead and join. That's going to be all for today's video. Hope you guys enjoyed it. If you could please like, comment, subscribe, anything helps, and I'll see you on the next one.